It's big small talks with Chucky, me and you. It's big small talks, BSing with the group. It's big small talks, expanding points of view. It's big small talks. It's big small talk.
We haven't hung out in a long time.
I know,
I was like
dude.
dying for
dude, because it was Cabo and then Bachelor, Sick, Mammoth.
No, it was sick before Mammoth. I was sick for like 2 weeks before.
Oh, that's
Mammoth.
what it was. Okay, yeah, right.
And then I went to Mammoth, and then I came back, had a couple of shifts, and then went back.
Yeah.
To Mammoth.
Oh shit. Okay.
So it's been like a month.
I know.
Of like even when I went back to work, I hadn't worked in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Because I got isolated because I was on a shift with somebody who got COVID.
Gotcha.
So I got isolated for it was supposed to be 10 days, and I was like 6 days into it. And then I got sick.
Oh,
so
okay.
Because they gave me the choice to isolate because I'm vaccinated.
Gotcha.
So they were like, you could either isolate or you could come back to work. And I was like, I was fine. So I just went back to work.
Yeah.
After the 2 shifts, I got sick. So then they isolated me. I was on my 10 days, and then it was on the very last day where I just had like this relapse. Like it was crazy. I was living my life. Like I played in my hockey game. Like I went to church, and then like that Monday I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot go to work. So I had to call off then. Did an online urgent care call.
Okay.
And they prescribed me some antibiotics. I got an inhaler.
I tried to get antibiotics, bro. The guy was like, nah. I'm like, all right, cool. Thanks, bro.
What kind of antibiotics were you trying to get?
Anything? I had I had like a sinus infection after I got COVID.
Oh.
And I feel like I've still been fighting like a somewhat of a sinus problem. And I was like, hey, like, could I get some antibiotics? Like, I feel like it's going to help. I've been like having this, and this. And he's like, yeah, no, we'll just wait.
Really?
And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, is there like another guy I can talk to?
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fortunate because I have a family nurse practitioner in the family.
Nice.
So, because I was gonna do the online urgent care, but they couldn't see me like that day, and I was like dying.
Online?
Yeah, online. They were like, it's for tomorrow. Like we have one for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm dying like now.
Yeah,
Because so I have a really bad respiratory system,
Okay.
and so when I get sick, like it gets really bad in my chest.
Yeah.
So and it's like gasping for air.
That's how I felt like when I had COVID.
And I was coughing so much to where I was vomiting.
Jesus.
Like it was kicking in my my what is it? Your reflex, like your whatever, your gag reflex.
There you go.
And then it was just all like phlegm. Like it was just all like acid.
That's
So I was freaking out because
yeah,
I'm like,
you're like, what is going on
well,
with my
because
body?
like I've had pneumonia and I've had bronchitis before. So it felt like bronchitis. Like it just felt like the cough was super tight in my chest. So it's like, it wasn't like a good old cough. Like when you coughed, it was relief. It was like I need to cough more, but I can't. Like it's so tight. Yeah.
Were you taking anything?
So
I know they have like expectorants.
Yeah.
Where that's supposed to help get it out.
So when I was first getting like sick again, like, so I had like a little baby cold, and then I just didn't treat myself well, and I think that's why I got sick again, because
100%.
I just didn't really take care of myself, and I was like taking advantage of the 10 days off that I was being isolated. I was like getting some stuff done, and just wasn't taking care of myself. And so when it hit again, it was like it just came back with a vengeance. So what was really the biggest thing at first was my nasal congestion. I just had like congestion just coming out of my nose nonstop. Like I can't tell you how many tissue papers I went through. And then it wasn't until that night where it was like at 2:00 in the morning where I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I feel like, and so I just called up our friend who's a nurse practitioner, and he's
all the drugs, please.
And he's just during a time where we didn't have like health insurance or like whatever, like he's just really good at diagnosing over the phone too, because he works like in LA with a lot of people that don't have a lot of money and stuff, so there's a lot of ways to try to like figure out, okay, this is what you have, but let's try to like save you a buck here and stuff. And so we're just super fortunate to be able to have him like at our fingertips. And I basically called him, I was like he was on his break, and I was just like, hey, like I'm dying over here, and he was ordering tacos. He was ordering lunch, and he's like, dos por favor, con todo. You sound like shit. I'm like,
he's like,
laughing.
Yeah. Like, oh,
and I'm like laughing. I'm like laughing because he's like talking in Spanish to the taco truck or whatever, because he works like in East LA. And he's like, what's going on? And I was like, dude, I don't know. I think I have bronchitis. And he's like, you don't have COVID? And I was like, I don't think so. I have I took a negative test on Tuesday. And he's like, even if it is COVID, they're, what are they going to do? I was like, exactly. I was like, I just need some like antibiotics to calm my cough. Like the cough is all I'm worried about. Like I didn't have a fever. The nasal congestion was annoying, but like honestly, it's just congestion.
Yeah.
So, and I had a headache, but I think the headache was from just the overexhaustion of exerting myself with coughing.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I was like, if I could get this cough under control, I think I'll be okay. And dude, the cough lasted. I was still coughing like in Mammoth.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
just like
probably
just
lingering.
Yeah. So it's been interesting.
I had a little bit of like a head cold before I went to Cabo, which was very nerve wracking because you need a COVID test to get back into the country.
You?
Yeah. So let's
imagine you got stuck.
Okay, so we had escape plans. So I had to isolate like twice. Once because of coworker, once because of family, and then the one because of family, since they didn't get an actual, it was like over the phone. Like you're positive, not like a real positive test. I had to isolate for 20 days. I never even heard that. Like 20 days. Like since when?
That's
super
weird.
random. Yeah, I was like,
weird.
they just hate me. Whatever.
I feel like what was that from? That was from work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like some of the stuff that they like, just all across the board, just whatever company you worked for or whatever, like it's just kind of like,
yeah,
well, I'll just try this, or let's do that. Sounds bad, so let's do this.
Well, because he was basically like, oh, since they didn't give like an actual positive test, they just did over the phone. We're gonna wait that for full 10 days, then plus your 10 days, and then I was like, geez. But then, but basically, I've been getting negative. I went and got tested like once a week for like 5 weeks. And I was just negative. And so I'd be like, negative? All right. We good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so I was nervous because I had a little bit of a head cold going into Cabo. And then my uncle's like, look it. If any of us test positive in Cabo, first of all, how much is it to make it a negative?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking here?
Yeah.
Then, we might do like a planes, trains, and whatever to get to TJ and walk over the border.
Yeah.
Now we hit in the Amtrak. Like, dude, we had a whole we were
plan.
all negative.
Yeah,
we were all fine.
Yeah, you were all fine.
But yeah, we had like the list of like plans of
you're trying to live the life of an immigrant.
Yeah,
you just wanted to see like
you ever seen Phone with Dick and Jane?
Yeah,
where it's like all the immigrants, and then it's just Jim Carrey.
Yeah. We were just talking yesterday, Erica and my mom. They were just talking about like just stories from their families too, because my mom immigrated from Mexico with my grandma. But she was telling me or us that they just like came over on a bus.
Yeah.
Like it used to be like super easy, and my grandma was working in TJ as a waitress,
okay, yeah.
And so there was a family there that basically was like, hey, like they knew how poor they were and stuff, and they were basically like, hey, like if you want to come over here, like we'll house you and we'll get you a job, like whatever. So she became a house like maid for this family.
Yeah,
they took my mom and her in, and then they got them rolling. My grandma had met my grandpa, who's like my real grandpa, not my mom's real dad. They weren't married. He stayed in Mexico.
Got it. Okay.
So like her actual dad is in Mexico. He passed away now, but so my grandma, my grandpa met in TJ. They got married, but then my grandpa was going through stuff because there was a hurricane in his homeland in Mexico. So he lost his identity. So he had to stay like in TJ to get that all squared away.
Yeah, right.
My mom and my grandma come over to like LA area to get it. Like they got a job and like whatever. So they're like cooking over here. Then once my grandpa gets that figured out, he comes over here, and then they're working on their citizenship and stuff.
Right.
And in order for them to be able to give the citizenship to my mom and to my uncle, my grandpa had to adopt them. He wasn't their real dad.
Oh, got it.
So he basically had to adopt them. And he's like, if that's what I got to do, whatever. And they were all cool with it. So then he adopted them. And so she was just like running through it.
Yeah, it's like all this like different stats.
Yeah, and it's
like,
just crazy. It's crazy to hear the stories because Erica's family, on the other hand, and I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for saying this because true, but they struggled. Like they got caught a couple times. Like they got sent back. Like it was not like
not easy.
Get on the bus and let's go live our new lives. Like it was not like that. Like it was straight up like nobody was educated on like like my grandma was fortunate to like have somebody like basically take them under their wing and like say like this is what you got to do. This is what you got to get. Like this is let's work on residency. Let's work on your green card. None of that. They were just straight up like snuck over through the border and stuff like that. So it's a crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like my grandpa came. I mean, they fled Cuba. I want to say in the 70s, and they couldn't bring anything because you were able to travel but not leave.
Right.
So they had to go with nothing but their backs. You know what I mean? Like nothing but the clothes on their back. Yeah. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And they got like strip searched like before they left, like everything.
Yeah.
So they came out here with like nothing. So like my grandpa was like the first one, and then he got all the other cousins.
I mean,
out here.
I say that's so sick, not because of the circumstance, but like
that they got out.
The drive and the determination that it takes to basically evaluate your life and be like, we cannot live here. Like we cannot be a family here. Like we cannot like succeed here. Like we have to change something up. And to like make such a big, we think about a big change in our life is like moving out of the house.
I moved two cities over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mom.
Yeah,
mom, I need help.
Yeah, mom, can I do my laundry at your house?
And like these people just dipped. You know?
Nothing
and like
on their
we're
bags.
like we don't know what's ahead of us. We don't know what's gonna happen. But like this is the move.
Yeah.
And like they did it. And it's like,
and they were successful. Like that's what's crazy. It's like my dad like will always say about like how my grandpa's like one of the dudes who like lived the American dream. He's like my grandpa's like a huge like he's almost like a patriot. You know what I mean? He's like super 100%. Like we have like national
patriotic,
pride. Patriotic. Yeah, all that stuff. So like
he's proud to be an American.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's how my mom is. Mm-hmm. She's the most patriotic out of all of us, and we're from here.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's so funny. It's kind of funny how that works.
But it's the perspective thing, I think, because like they know what it's like to be like in a place where you aren't proud of your country.
No,
you're scared of living there. Right. Like you don't want to be that citizen. So like when you come over here, like it's.
I mean, Cuba's still bad.
Yeah,
all the cars, all the cars in Cuba are from the '60s. They don't get new cars.
That's wild.
Like so, I mean, you need a mechanic. You go to Cuban.
Yeah.
But they're all old cars. Like they have not. Like it's still. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Did you? I don't know if we talked about it on the. We haven't had a podcast in a while. Did you watch that episode of Joe Rogan with the girl from North Korea?
No, dude, that's intense.
It is wild. I mean, she kind of blew up a little bit. She like spoke to like Jordan Peterson. She spoke to Joe Rogan. She spoke to like a bunch of different podcasts. She was just like going on because I think she came out with a book.
Okay.
She's like 28 now. But she basically was raised in North Korea in the concentration camps. The way North Korea works is based off of your family line, you get to continue on their punishment. So her great grandpa was like did something that was not even that
just
bad.
Ruining families, generations.
Exactly.
Jeez.
And so they're born into that, and they're like told, like they're brainwashed, like they're told that South Korea is the bad Korea. They're told that it's like controlled by Americans, and Americans are like racist against North Koreans, and that they're lucky that North Korea is there to take care of them and stuff and provide them like with a dude.
I've seen some of the stuff from there.
It's
from
wild.
Like North Korea, and like it looks insane.
Dude, it's wild.
Yeah.
Did you hear about China and Afghanistan collaborating?
No. Now that we collab? Left? Like Supreme and Champion
like
or something
this,
like that?
Bro, like a photo back to back, like the two communist rulers just like chilling.
Damn.
That's insane. So that means now Afghanistan and North Korea are also, because North Korea is basically protected by China.
Yeah, I was really bad at geometry, so
I'm terrible at geometry. I just know that.
No, I'm joking. Geometry's math.
Geometry's
math. I was joking.
I'm good at geometry. I'm bad at geography. My bad. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't know shapes on the world.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's a trapezoid.
Yeah. It looks like a hexagon state.
Yeah, that works. It's base and height.
45 degrees.
Times half.
Yeah, I was actually pretty decent at geometry. I was terrible at algebra.
When everyone talks about a map, I always say geometry to be funny. And then just always
you see, you confused me.
Yeah, I know.
And now we're on this whole route of
math now.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to give you an equation.
Yeah, please.
The Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, please. X, Y, and Z. But the whole idea of just like the immigration and the perspective thing,
Yeah.
having those conversations yesterday, and then even just like going out into the wilderness this last couple.
I was just gonna say, talk about perspective.
Yeah,
and, like, looking at the pictures you showed me.
Yeah. It's just been kind of, it's everything that we're going through right now. You just it just feels like it keeps coming.
Yeah, right.
Now you got the variant, and now we're dealing with this whole abortion thing in Texas, and then now our government or our president is pulling people from Afghanistan, and
we're going through a recall.
Our vice president is nowhere to be found.
We're going through a recall in California.
Going through a recall. Oh, hilarious! I was in Mammoth working on homework at my favorite coffee shop. It's called Black Velvet Coffee. If you guys are ever in the Mammoth area, check it out. It's
solid.
So sick. They got wine tasting, beer tasting. They got a roastery
wine tasting
there.
At a coffee shop?
Yeah, dude. It's the best coffee shop ever.
So that when you get wine tired, you get a shot of espresso, and then just it's just a cycle.
Get a cortado if you want.
Okay.
They got
I'm
pumpkin,
with that.
They got pumpkin spice right now because of the fall season. So hit it up.
Okay.
They have their own coffee bags, and they're a little expensive. I bought a bag. It's like $28, but if you buy a bag, you get a free drink.
What kind of drink?
Anything. They got teas. They got lattes.
I meant wine.
Oh, I don't know about that. It was coffee. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'll try to like
trying to finesse,
work the system a little bit.
But anyway, so I'm there. I'm doing my homework, and this girl comes up to me, and I have my headphones on, and she's all, "Sorry to bug you. Do you mind being interviewed for the newspaper?" And I'm like, "Sure." Like, this girl's like,
Solid.
whatever. Take off my headphones, and she's like, "Okay, cool. What's your name?"
Do I have a podcast?
Yeah. No, dude, I was like, because I was in on my homework, I was like, I want to keep this as quick and possible. I thought it was going to be something regarding like COVID, or maybe something regarding like nature, like the mountains, like something going on with the fires, because there's fires in Lake Tahoe right now.
Yeah.
And she goes, we're in a recall right now. Do you think we should be, or like whatever, like yes or no? And I'm like, like in LA, like that, like that whole thing, like Newsom. And she was like, yes. I was like, you know what? Like, like I didn't want to get into it because
let me get another coffee.
Yeah. I didn't want to get into it because I was busy with homework, and I had to like finish stuff. I wasn't just going to be there like forever.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want to like get into anything with her.
Because also you don't know like what perspective are you coming from?
Yeah,
is this like like an attack thing?
Yeah.
Where it's like, really? So then you're like,
exactly.
Oh, shit,
and I didn't want to like defend my position.
Yeah, right.
Like if I would have known that it would have been like, I just want to hear your perspective, and then that's it, then I would have been like, cool. But like, she just seemed like really eager to talk to me about it.
Oh, dude, she had stats.
Exactly.
Ready.
Yeah, she had a clipboard.
Yeah, right.
And so I was just like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm just not educated on the situation. Like, so I'm the worst person to talk to about this right now. And she's like, okay. And like, she was pissed. And she was like, what's your name? I was like, Austin Roach. And she's like, do you mind if I take a picture? I was like, no. And I had my mask. And I was just like, and so, and
on her profile, uneducated. So just you.
So me and Erica were saying like, I'm gonna come up in the newspaper. This is part of the problem. People don't want to get educated on the situation.
Like Austin Roach. Yeah, dude. She had, no matter what side you were gonna say, she was gonna just destroy you.
Oh yeah.
Like, you think he should be recalled? Well then, and you're like, okay.
And I could have I could have came with facts and whatever, but it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm taking a media literacy class right now.
Okay.
And they're basically talking about how, like, when you have your opinion made on something, all of the media that you consume, whether it's for you or against you, it's just reinforcing your opinion.
It's just confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah.
And so...
Plus, you can make a stat look anything, like any certain way. Actually, which, I know I'm going to go off topic a little bit, but fantasy football, there's always just like this guy does a column every year that I read.
Okay.
And he always talks about how stats you can say whatever you want, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he talks about like there's two quarterbacks,
and charts and stuff.
Yeah, there's two quarterbacks, right? And then like this quarterback has this many stats, this one has this one, right? Obviously, this one's better. And then it turns out it's the same quarterback. It just depends on which one you look, like how you look at it.
Yeah.
So you can make a stat look, kind of
exactly. And so I just wasn't really willing to get into it right there.
I wouldn't be.
And it just wasn't.
You know me, I'm never willing.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like I just whether he gets recalled or not, I still have to figure out my own life. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like either way, because
I'm still going to do school.
And even if like, say like a Republican got in office in California, like he's only going to be there for 4 years, 3 years tops, or whatever. Like we're a blue state. Like there's no way that it's going to last, Right. So it's just, again, it's just like, I have so much other stuff going on here. But it was hilarious because she was like, well, that's 6 names, so I think I'm good. I'm like, you got 6 names?
For what? 6 uneducated names?
Yeah. 6 people that didn't know what was going on.
Right.
You know? Oh, man.
Yo, there's 7 of us in here.
Yeah, straight up. Exactly.
That's funny.
It was nice, though. Like, it sucked because of the fires, so they closed down all the national forest. So you couldn't go hiking. You couldn't go to the lakes. Like June Lake, it was completely empty.
Okay.
All the towns were open. So like Mammoth Town, June Lake, like Yosemite is a state park. It's a national park. Okay. So that was open. So we were still fortunately able to go in there.
Wait, why was that one open compared to the others?
Because that's state national park. It's a park. It's not a forest. So they closed down all forest, all camping, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Basically, because it was going to be a 4-day weekend with Labor Day weekend, they didn't want all this people coming in and pulling resources because they have all the firefighters and all the resources out there in Tahoe right now.
Yeah, okay.
So they basically, we were there for 2 days, and they were like, it was funny because we like set up lights, we had a hammock.
Oh, it was nice, dude. The videos coming out, the content, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Thank you. We were super stoked on it.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious because it was like the lady was like, oh my gosh, like your campsite looks so nice. Be out of here by 5 tomorrow. Like it was like that. Like it was literally like,
oh, you guys got lights?
Yeah.
Oh, bring them down.
Yeah. They look really good. Just make sure they're down by 5.
Grab a bucket and a water and get to work.
Yeah, it was straight up like that. And it was like we were only there for 2 days, and it was like, oh, we don't want to go home.
Yeah.
And we had spent all this money on like prepping food and all this stuff. So even
the cooking looked great.
Like that.
You know what I mean? Like the coffee.
Bro.
Like everything you guys had was like.
I set it up, bro.
Yeah. It was a solid 2 days.
Solid 2 days. Which fortunately we were able to find a spot in Mammoth that was super cheap. I mean, cheaper than anything that's in Mammoth, you know?
Okay.
It was old. You know, like a
little cabin or something, or
it was a little condo, like 4 people probably could have fit in it, but like for us it was perfect. We just needed a bed, you know, because we didn't want to leave, and because you have to have passes to get into Yosemite right now.
Okay.
So we had already bought those, so we're like, well, at least we have Mammoth or Yosemite tomorrow. If Yosemite is done and like it's still closed and everything, and we want to leave on Thursday or whatever, we can do that. But it was just nice because we got to kick it on Thursday. She was dead. Like. We walked, for those that don't know.
After your...
Yeah, we walked 14 miles to Clouds Rest in Yosemite, which is... Clouds Rest is 10,000 feet above the floor level, and the floor level in Yosemite, I believe, is about 4,000 feet above sea. So it was about 14...
That's solid.
Yeah.
That's some height.
14,000 feet up. It was so sick, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I got...
the pictures you were posting and stuff like that, and the ones you showed me are like, it's insane.
I got a little taste of it, and I feel like I'm kind of addicted now.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
You're like, so when are we hitting Everest?
Straight up. I don't. Yeah. I don't know about the snow hiking yet.
Oh, okay,
I've never been to Mammoth in the snow.
Oh,
okay. The only snow that I've had like encounters with has been in Colorado Springs for a hockey tournament, which like that's not even mountains. It's like you're down there, you know, you're just driving. It's like you're normal,
right?
And then Big Bear, and like
it's like Cali snow.
It's like Cali snow. Yeah, it's like beach
Park
snow.
City. Park City for the snow was sick.
Where's Park City?
Utah.
Oh, Utah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Erica went to Utah in the summer and she loved it. She went to Zion.
Okay, yeah. I haven't been to Zion. I know Zion, I think, is like the southern part of Utah. I've seen like a bunch of pictures and stuff, but we were more like Park City's kind of more like Salt Lake area.
And you were there in the snow?
Yeah, we were there in like March or something like that.
Did you go skiing?
No, we didn't even know because it was like so hot where we were. You know, here in California, it was like it's March, so it's already 100. True. And then out there, it was like it was like a little cool. And then, but Park City's like just higher up, higher elevation stuff. So
yeah,
like a mountain town.
Yeah,
you know I mean, so
yeah, Utah's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's super clean. I was just telling my dad, you know, like it's kind of like you. It's always like there's a positive and a negative to places, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so like, because when I went to Idaho, beautiful, looks super sick. Like you're right by the mountains, like the air is crisp and there's like clouds and like all this stuff. It is a red state. Mm-hmm. And so not that that's a bad thing, right? But it's super like perfect.
Okay.
Which is like Utah, you know, in Mormons.
Yeah,
the Idaho is the second highest Mormon population.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of Utah. So Utah and Idaho. And again, that's not a bad thing, right? But they are just very like perfect looking to where it kind of looks like the Truman Show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Idaho is also like the highest population for retired police officers.
Okay.
So even if you're, out there, like most likely somebody's been in the service or something like that, you know?
Right.
So again, like you don't want to be doing crime or anything out there.
Okay.
But it just kind of lacks culture to me.
Yeah, right.
Like when you think of like going like to Long Beach, you got the beach in your LA, and then you got some poor people, but then you got some nice people over here, and then you got like some
diverse.
trendy. It's diverse,
Yeah.
we're in a diverse, like probably the most diverse state ever.
Yeah, right.
Especially SoCal.
Well, probably besides like New York City.
But SoCal is like kind of along the lines.
Yeah.
And so like when you go from like that to Idaho or like Utah, like it's beautiful, but like I didn't like fall in love with like the idea of like maybe moving there.
Yeah, right.
I would maybe like to have like a condo or a house there that like I could do Airbnbs from, and then like maybe go visit there and like go hiking and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
Mountain biking is a huge thing over there.
Mm-hmm. But you're like, I don't want to live there. Yeah, no.
Seattle, on the other hand,
sick.
That looked like it was trendy enough and cultured enough in the city.
Yeah.
And a far enough drive to like get away from it and be in nature, and then like see the mountains and also the ocean at the same time.
Yeah,
with
it was
trees.
Yeah, I really like Seattle,
dude. It was crazy sick,
and it was warm when we went. So I'm like,
and that's the hottest it's ever been.
Yeah,
like
of course.
So like that's not even a natural like what you would get in Seattle. Like when we went to Seattle, it was like 80s. A little bit of rain every now and then, like kind of cloudy, but then it would blow. I think we got more of a natural, like what Seattle is like.
I got a California vibe.
Yeah.
Just California again.
Texas.
But I have heard that like it's not as rainy as people say it is. At least from
it's like drizzles. It's constant drizzles.
Yeah,
is what I heard.
I'm like, oh, that's nothing.
What's it? I mean, that's nice. When you're walking outside and you're hot and you need some like cool off, It's like God,
the one thing though
that's like God like getting a little moist towelette and like wiping your head off your forehead.
I will say the no AC thing sucked. That was
in the cabin.
We had like an apartment.
Okay,
because they're like, oh, it's never been this hot before.
It gets
it was 90 at night.
The insulation in those houses, in those cabins, are way better, especially for like the cold winter and stuff. And then in the summer, like it doesn't get that hot. So with a couple windows and cross breeze, like you're chilling.
Yeah, no, it was.
But when it gets hot like that,
it was miserable.
Yeah.
I would invest in AC.
Yeah.
Wherever
even like
Airbnb
a unit,
was.
even like if it was like one of those
anything. Dude, I had to wake up 4 times in the night, dripping in sweat, and I'd splash water on my face and then sit by the fan so that it would blow. Because like when you have like wind against you when you're wet.
Yeah.
And I would just sit there by the fan and get cold. And
you should have put the air mattress right by the freezer and just open up the fridge.
I left the fridge open. 100% left the fridge open. We had like 6 fans, every window open, fridge open. Like we were like,
all your food's rotting.
Yeah. Well, we didn't bring anything, so we're good. But yeah, it was trash.
That's hilarious.
But the city was nice. The city was beautiful.
Yeah.
Tacoma was really nice too.
Yeah. The next time I go, I want to go outside of the city. Like I feel like I got the city taste now. I want to go camping. I think it would be cool to go camping.
The Tacoma, I'm going to butcher that, but the Tacoma area, and then there's like this, they took us to this lake. Cassie took us to this lake right next to it.
Yeah.
And it was like, basically looked like just forest and then a lake, but it's the ocean.
Yeah.
Like we looked down and I thought it was like a lake.
Yeah.
And there's a jellyfish. And I was like, wait, what?
Wild.
Like it was nuts.
Yeah, because is it the Atlantic Ocean?
It's the Pacific.
The Pacific?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got that, and then you got like mountains that cover it, and then it's in that like canal.
Yeah, right.
And then there's the city. So it looks like a bay.
Yeah.
Or a lake.
Yeah.
But you're just like, oh, that's salt water. Like that's ocean water, which is such a trip. And then it's crazy to look behind you and then you see a mountain with snow on it.
The volcano?
Yeah.
I forgot what is it called again? Their volcano out there?
I forget.
I don't have my phone.
Yeah, I forget.
But their volcano gets like snow on it. It's ridiculous.
It's wild,
huge.
dude. It's wild.
You can see it. Yeah, Seattle's sick.
So
are we moving to Seattle right now?
I know. I think we should.
I know.
I think
Destination podcast?
Yeah. That would be tight. It would be cool to have like a
what we'll do is we'll get 2 houses and then we'll just swap.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Have you ever seen that Free Solo documentary?
Solo? No.
It's the I forget his name. It's Alex something. He free climbs, no cables, no ropes, no nothing.
That's all.
He free climbs El Capitan, which it's one of the what is volcanic rock? What is the
lava?
Not, but it's like the boulder now. It's like whatever that rock texture is. It's not like a mountain,
like obsidian or like
is that what it's called? I forget, but it's
molten.
Yeah. it's basically very smooth, right?
Yeah.
And so El Capitan is one of those like many boulders, mountains in Yosemite,
Oh, okay.
and he free climbed it. No cables, no nothing.
That's good.
Dude,
That's
wild.
Why?
So sick.
But like, why? You know?
Because he did a TED Talk,
Yeah.
and he just talks about how basically like, like his process in problem solving up there, like as if he was like a CEO of a business. Like he was his business. Like
yeah.
it was just,
yeah.
it was insane.
That's what the guy was trying to tell me when we were doing the
the scuba diving.
And he's like, you got to solve the problems down here. I'm like, I don't want to. That's your job. Your job is to solve my problems. I paid you. You know what I mean? I solved my problem when we paid you.
Yeah, this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I love that. They're like, you know what? Let's just go no rope. Like, it's like full on fear.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It's
like, I'm not like the Dark Knight Rises where I'm trying to like come out of this prison, no rope.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
I would never do it because I just care too much about my life.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like not confident, but like these guys, like this is all they do.
Yeah, I'll do no rope like 10 feet. That's solid.
Dude.
I mean, that's solid.
4,000 feet.
Hell no.
4,000. I think it's 4,700 feet from the floor. And it's like a smooth rock. It's not like you're like, so they're using like their pinkies and their thumbs and putting pressure up and putting pressure on their legs and like getting into cracks, dude. And like just inch by inch. And then they have their
pinkies, dude.
This one documentary,
I'm dead.
This one documentary, it's called The Dawn Wall. Yo, check out this documentary. It's called The Dawn Wall. It's crazy.
Dawn Wall, like DON wall?
DAWN.
Okay.
Yeah, dawn. Because basically when the sun comes up, it hits this wall first, and it's the dawn.
Gotcha.
The son of the dawn. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's the Dawn Wall, and that's also El Capitan. This dude, his name is I forget his name, but it's also a documentary. It was on Netflix. It's off now. But this dude, so they have set routes that people have climbed already, and this guy didn't do it free, like without the cables. He was on ropes and stuff.
Good for him.
Yeah. But what he did was he did all of them already. And then he was like, I want to find a new route, my own route. So he created 5 of his own. This guy's insane.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's insane. He cut off one of his fingers.
Naturally.
So, and your index finger is what you use to like prop yourself up
do
and
anything?
Stuff. Yeah. He got better once he cut off his finger. Like, dude, like people, the doctors and everything, the doctor was a climber, and he's basically like, you're going to have to find a new profession. And he basically said like, F you, like, no, I'm going to do this. And so he got better without the finger. Dude, it's that.
So you lose a finger.
He lost a finger.
And then you go again.
He did other things that he had never done before. He went to this mountain in Arizona or something like that, and he tried to do it the year before he cut off his finger, and he couldn't do it. He went back that following year and he did it.
Because is he just more like adrenaline? Just like he's like.
I think it was just that whole idea of like they're telling me I can't do it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna prove you wrong.
And I'm better than that. Like I don't need this. This one finger thing isn't what defines my ability to like climb a rock. You know,
I like commend people like that because I'm not.
Yeah.
Because if he's like find a new profession, I'd be like, yep, doc, I got you.
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, I will take that, doc.
Yeah.
Shake his hand with my 4 fingers.
Yeah.
But like.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a Michael Jordan, LeBron James of climbing. Like that. Like there was I was watching like just some videos on basically like why that guy is good because he doesn't have like a very strong build. He's not very tall. He doesn't have a very long like arm span. Like he looks like a nerd. Like he looks like a little like nerd.
Oh,
dude.
so he's just skinny.
He's skinny, but he's like
there's no way I'm pulling my fat ass up.
He looks normal though. You look at his hands though, dude. His hands look bigger than my forearms.
Oh,
like
really?
they're huge muscle hands. And but the guy was saying it's his soft touch. Like he literally will like be balancing, like using his shoulder, you know, and then like and then he brings his leg up and all this. Sorry, brings his leg up and stuff, and like it's just like a dance move, you know. And these guys are like dancing with the wall and stuff. It's just super interesting. I can never do it because like that's like that's dangerous now. But like the hiking aspect of it, like just the hiking.
Hey, I'll hike.
I got super into that. Like it was just so fun. It was hard. It was fun to be able to like set your eye on the prize. Like, okay, I know it's a 14-mile hike back, like there and back. So 7 there, 7 back.
Okay.
We got up at 4 a.m. We got to Yosemite. We parked like at 6:30. We started walking at 6:45. We took a bunch of breaks because the first mile is just all, they call them, I forget, but it's basically like a zigzag. You're just zigzagging up the mountain. Once you pass that, then you're kind of downhill. There's a nice lake, and then it's just all incline up a mountain, and then you're back on the rocks. So then you get on the rocks.
Oh, so then, yeah, rocks are probably really tough because it's not like a trail. You're just like,
it's just
climbing.
But the rocks, you know, like Erica got a little fearful of the height aspect of it.
Yeah.
And
understandable.
And what I was telling her and what she agreed on too was that there's a comfortability that one has in their own feet and own body.
Yeah, right.
And if you're not used to like climbing things or like getting, like whatever, like, and I just feel like as a young kid, like I just don't care, like I'm just kind of fearless when it comes to using my body.
Yeah.
And so when you have this big platform, like to me is like, well, even if I fall, like I'm just falling on my ass. Like I wasn't really going to fall off the cliff,
Right.
But if you don't have that sense of confidence, it is kind of thin.
Well, it's that whole like problem solving thing because you're like thinking about it rationally. You're like, okay, I could just fall here. Because if you're not thinking about it like that, you're like, okay, like I'm gonna fall, then fall down the next one, then fall off the cliff and then die.
Well, and then she was, I'm pretty sure that she had elevation sickness.
Oh.
And so she was feeling a little bit lightheaded. So she's
lightheaded and you're trying to climb. Yeah, that's
exactly. Her whole fear was not so much in the confidence of the rocks. It was, what if I pass out and I fall, and I'm not in control. And so I totally understood it, and I messed up because I was excited when I got up there, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go.
Yeah. Stay here.
Yeah. And I didn't really because she played it off really, really well. Like she did not look like she was having an anxiety attack or a panic attack or anything.
Yeah.
She was just like, I'm kind of scared to go up there. I don't want to go. So I was like, okay, well, stay here. Yeah. I'm going to go up there because
dude, that was the girlfriend thing of like, you're not doing it either.
Yeah. And we talked about it after, and if that ever happens again, I think what I should have done was one, checked in on her, made sure she was okay, because that's where she got her feelings hurt, was she didn't feel like I was like there for her, which is totally understandable. But again, I didn't think it was like that. I thought she was
that's
just
like the classic boyfriend move too, is to be like, "Oh, you good?
Yeah.
All right, cool." Because we take "you're fine" as "you're fine."
You're fine.
Not as "I'm fine" as in I'm actually struggling and I need help right now.
I'm dying inside.
So we're like, "Oh, you good? All right, bro."
Yeah. So I left. I did my thing, and then I was like coming back because I was like, okay,
taking pictures. You're all happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. I was in a good mood. Like in the videos, I was like, all right, time to go back to my baby. Like you literally like hear me, like gonna go get my baby. Because my thing was like, okay, now that I've gone up, maybe she'll have the confidence knowing that I've backed down. So like, let's go, whatever. Get down there, and it was just like I can't believe you left me. And I was like, you said you were fine, and she's like, I was having a panic attack. I was like, oh, I had no idea. Like, I'm so sorry. But
you're lucky the elevation got to me.
Yeah. I was just excited. We walked so long, and then I was trying to get her to come along, but like at that point it was too much friction. She was mad.
Yeah. We're just want to get back down.
Yeah.
So get some food.
But she got to the tippity top of it. Like really, all she had to do was rock climb those stones, and then after that, she would have been where I was at. So she was at the very base of where I started climbing the rocks.
Yeah.
So the only thing that she didn't get was the 360
view of it. Yeah.
But she got the 180 and the 180 and the behind and the front. You know what I'm saying? So she got it. She did it too.
So I get it. I get the height.
No, she did a good job, and especially having never done that before.
Yeah, I feel like
I was super proud of her.
Like what you were saying with the body thing. First time is probably the hard part because it's like, do I trust myself? Do I trust these? Like you'll learn from it. So it's all comfortability.
Yeah, and if you do it several times, you just develop a comfortability to your shoes, to like knowing because like that's the other thing is like I'm pretty confident in whenever my foot places somewhere, even if it feels kind of like jiggity, I know to move my foot fast, not stay. Or like this seems pretty like firm. I can rest here, I can pull myself up on this one. Like, so you just kind of, it's a feeling thing.
Yeah.
And like, I've never even done that before really. Like, like hiking like that high in altitude.
Yeah. Right.
But, there's just this certain like feeling that you get. It's just like a high. Like I can't even explain it.
And for you probably too, cause like you're competitive. And so like, I could see that I'd probably do that too, but it's like, like, damn, like I got to do this. Like,
Yeah,
you're
like,
just getting
I made it all the
competitive,
way
and you're
here.
like, yeah. If you're like most of the way up, you're like, I'm gonna do this shit, and then I'm gonna, and you're like, okay, like now you're like thinking about like, okay, like this rock here,
Yeah,
and you're like really getting into it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I was like holding my phone like with one hand and like jumping.
Yeah.
You know, like whoop. You know, I saw like a
You're getting
lizard in
cocky.
one. Yeah. I mean, and then when you're just standing, like
babe, look backwards.
yeah. Yeah, when you're just standing like over everything, you just, you know, you feel so small.
Yeah.
And you're just, when you take in like those breaths of air, like kind of like it's just like, this is like what I came here to do. This is what I came here to see. And then it's overwhelming at how like it's way more gorgeous and beautiful than you even could have imagined.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and you're so it's like so emotional. And then everybody's up there is just like super, super stoked too. And they're like congratulating each other and they're like, oh, like we made it. Like, you know, we saw this one guy that parked right behind us. He was by himself. And he was just like,
That's safe.
Yeah,
Hike by yourself.
Yeah. He was like, are you guys going to go to Cloud's Rest? And we're like, yeah. He's like, oh, for sure. Like, me too. And then we're like, okay. And we thought like maybe he was going to ask to like maybe go with us, you know, because he was by himself, which we would have been fine with.
Yeah.
And he just dipped, like this, like put on his backpack, put on like a shirt, and then just
So
like.
he's done that before. He's like, oh, I'm going to go before you.
He had never done that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I saw him up there at the top, and he was like, oh, you guys made it. And I was like, yeah, we made it. And I was like, what time did you get here? And he's like, oh, I probably got here like at like 10. And we had gotten there like at 11:30 maybe.
Okay.
So he was like an hour and a half ahead of us.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, we've never done this before. And he's like, yeah, me neither. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, show off.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, oh yeah, I got here at 10.
Yeah.
I've been chilling, bro.
He said he was going to go do another one for the sunset. Like he was going to walk down to go to another like off look or whatever to go see.
He's been going through it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, you know what I mean? Like he's going through it. He
needs to cry.
He needs this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was super, super fun. I was telling her it felt really good to go to Mammoth with the foresight and the planning to do something physically demanding where that trip wasn't just a vacation. Like it wasn't just like to go over there to drink at a lake and like to not like do anything. You know what I mean? Because that's like usually what we do is at the family vacation, you go to June Lake, you go to all the different lakes. You'll maybe go to the Yosemite floor. Right. You go to the meadows and stuff like that. But like we kind of we were trying to do Half Dome tickets. Yeah. Like I was showing you there on the cables and stuff.
It's probably better that looking at the video.
No, it's 100%
better that you guys did that first.
100%. She even said like, she's like, I don't know. So that same hike is the same hike to Half Dome minus 6 miles. Same exact route.
Okay.
To Cloud's Rest. So you keep going to get to Half Dome. So it's another 6 mile walk to get to Half Dome.
And then you have to go up.
And then you have to go up the cables, which is a complete incline on cables. Right. And you're like, you know, pulling yourself up. And she was just like, honestly, I don't know if I could do Half Dome. I think she can. It's just going to be a matter of practice.
Yeah.
You know, like slowly.
Again, the down part is the thing that is like.
But like, I guess I just really don't have a fear of heights. I'm understanding that
but
now.
I'm also trying to think of like that incline in the video. Maybe it's like how the video was filmed.
No, it is straight up.
Oh, okay.
So when you're coming down, you're using your boots.
Are you coming down backwards?
Excuse me. No, you're going down forward.
Oh, of course.
So you'd like be holding this down and you'd be like going to the side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're like holding on to this cable.
Okay.
And then they have wooden blocks that are like nailed into the rock. So you just kind of like step into those and then move down. Step into those and then move down. Step into those and then move down. But again, if you're scared of heights, and also what I've heard from multiple people is that the thing that makes it kind of scary and difficult is when there's a lot of people on the cables. Yeah. They're all moving them. So like your cable's moving while you're trying to like get down,
good.
You know?
I'm good. Yeah, I'd be like, stop!
Yeah. I'm going down. Somebody comes after me.
Becky, I swear to God, move the cable one more time. I'm throwing you down.
Throw your chancla. Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. It was a good time though.
That's cool though, dude.
Yeah. I got my vacation stuff out and I was like, okay, I'm back to real life. You know, I had to like make some phone calls like, hey, I'm back. Like, you know, like I had to talk to you, had to talk to Lauren. I had to talk to like my podcast client. I had to talk to Alex, producing music. Yeah. Work. Yeah.
But the vacation's nice though. It's like you put all that away, you know?
Yeah. It was really nice. It was super nice to be able to like kind of turn all that off, you know?
We'll be going to Bass Lake in like 2 weeks and there will be no climbing.
And I'm sorry, you said Bass Lake is
basically
on the other side of
the Sierra Nevadas of June Lake.
Right. So you're going to be going in from Fresno, you said, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that'll be cool.
there will be no hiking.
I was going to say, make sure you check on all of the stuff regarding the fires.
Yeah, we're going to look that up.
Yeah. Because that's like changing moment by moment.
We'll be solid. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you guys will be good.
I'll bring a bucket and water, you know what I mean?
Like, you guys are by a lake, so I'm sure you'll be okay.
Like, just grab the hose. I'm like, yeah sure. Yes, sir. I was a fire explorer, so, when I was 16. So, like, I kind of know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I know how to do a couple push-ups, and that's about it. That's all I learned. Can't even do those right.
I bought a Dalmatian.
Yeah, right. I learned how to, carry the ladder and, tell people when you're coming around a corner. Corner! That's about it. So when you came back down, and you're like, wait, yeah, I think if I'm thinking the timing right, you came down and you're like, Donda dropped and CLB.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, on the way, by the way, no, it's out.
That's all good. I got
Sorry.
a little more left. A little more left. We're good.
I got barely any.
All right, cool.
If it makes you feel better,
it makes it feel a little better.
Yeah. We can do. There's still a little bit more in that bag. We can do another round when we do the editing.
Okay, have a show.
Yeah. So, okay. I didn't get to listen to both albums fully.
Okay.
I'm not there yet because they're so long.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
But I did get to listen to, I would say, halfway of Drake's album, and then I think I got 6 songs into Donda. So far,
so you have about 35 more.
Yeah, 35 more songs. I would say, based off of the first listen and based off of what I've heard so far, and then we heard a couple of songs right here.
Yeah,
when you were showing them to me.
Yeah.
I would say
way too sexy.
I would say that I was more interested in the Kanye album because it was unexpected. Like everything that was, aside from the chanting at the first track, which why would he do that?
The first one too.
It's like, dude, why? Like maybe do that, but maybe incorporate it into the first track and then maybe have it only be 5-10 seconds.
Right.
Not a minute and a half.
Well, and I have heard theories about it. Someone saying that was his mom's heartbeat when she died.
Okay.
And then I've also heard that it lines up with Jail. So I saw on TikTok where they lined up the second song, which we talked about it last week, but with the drums being at the end, I don't get it. But the Donda chant is on beat with the Jail song.
Okay.
It's really weird. But
I mean,
I just don't get
that.
It.
See, and I understand all that because I get that. When you listen to a Kanye album, you have to listen to it from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's
because it's a whole artistic piece. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I get it. I get having an intro thing or whatever. But when you have a 27 song album and
you're starting with the chant,
you're just gonna blow right through that, and then it already just kind of creates this narrative. In my opinion, at least for me, it was oh well, I'm not gonna get through this.
Yeah.
It all
I was
just started
okay,
off.
Kanye.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just hit me with but it's just Kanye, so it's.
I will say both albums, I feel didn't start. The first 2 songs were hard, and then it got better through the middle.
See, I actually liked the first 2, not the first one from Drake's album, but the next 2.
One. Yeah, but the first one, I'm bro, you're starting off 7-minute song or whatever. I'm are we really doing this?
Yeah.
Drake,
right?
Drizzy, but
it's an intro, and I'm a sucker for long intros. So
I like intros, but sometimes it's okay, it's a little much. But
I think I have the patience for it because of EDM. EDM is long builds, long intros, a lot of time to incorporate elements into whatever it is that the verse or the chorus or the drop is going to be. So I have the patience for it, but it has to be interesting.
Yeah, right.
And it's if you're doing a chant, and then if you're doing this 7-minute long intro song into your
right, I thought both of them started kind of rough.
Dude, what are you doing? Yeah,
both of them. Especially if you guys are going to be competing, this is how you want to start off, heavy hitting
battle of the intros.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's which one's worse?
Yeah, exactly.
I have seen a lot of people comparing them on TikTok and stuff, and everyone's doing this or that.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I just feel the two can't really be compared.
No,
because it's the Drake
so
album.
Different.
The Drake album is just so simp kind of vibes to me.
Well, it's Certified Lover Boy,
right?
I mean, of course.
Exactly. So I don't know if you guys talked about this. I didn't finish your episode. Did you guys talk about what that means? What is Certified Lover Boy? Do you know what the?
We didn't really. We talked a little bit about how there's the pregnant emojis on.
Yeah, what's that?
Thing.
His
I don't
baby
know.
mama or what? What
yeah,
is that?
It could be that. Could be that he'd be girls be getting pregnant when he sees them. It's the whole thing is I don't really know. I saw some TikTok where they're oh Drake waited 9 months on this album, so like he like delayed it for 9 months, so now all the pregnant emojis, something like that. So like there's different things like that. But I think it's just because everyone makes fun of him. Yeah, I think everyone makes fun of him for being like the simp lord. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And so didn't he come out with a comment saying like this was like for like toxic masculinity or something like that?
Maybe, yeah. So I think he's almost like he's almost playing into it. Like he's like he knows that he's more of like the simp guy, like the whatever. So I think he's like steering full into it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
is he still Champagne Poppy?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. I thought like now giving it more time and listening, because obviously when we came out last week, Certified Lover Boy wasn't out yet.
Okay.
I think Drake had more consistency on his album
because they all sound the same. Yeah,
sure. But I mean they're all like a lot of them were good. I thought there was a more amount of good songs on Drake's album, but Donda had
better bangers.
Better like the ceiling was higher.
Higher tier.
The ceiling was higher, but the floor was way lower. So there was
he was the extreme,
right?
And then Drake was more pocketed. Right, yeah. Drake was more pocketed, but that's consistent with their brand.
Yeah, well, right? No, because there's albums where I'm like, oh, this is like God's Plan, Nice for What on Scorpion. It's like, yeah, like that album, like Scorpion. There's a lot of like misses too. You know what I mean? But there's like God's Plan's like one of the most streamed songs of all time.
But I feel like Drake has like a good amount of songs that come out of an album that are pretty good, like popular.
Yeah, but this is the first time I don't really know which one is the banger. Like, is it Way Too Sexy? Like
because they all sound the same.
But what I'm saying is, but before he would have some simp songs, some bangers, some like, and you would know like, okay, this is the banger song, and like he has a little bit of that here. But like,
yeah,
maybe I need more listens on it. But like to me, like I don't know which song that I'm going to take away from this album yet. Yeah, I mean, where other albums, I knew like, oh, this is the song I'm taking. Like right off the bat, like I'm like, oh, this is the banger.
You could tell
this is the one simp and the one banger that I'm taking.
He didn't have a single off of this album, right?
No. And I was actually interested because I thought the Scary Hours, the one where he came out with the 3 songs, I thought those songs would be on there, and they're not. And then apparently there's like an unreleased track too, so there might be a deluxe album that has maybe more on there.
Sure.
Because like right now, What's Next and Wants and Needs, the ones that came out before on Scary Hours, I think those all go. I think both those go harder than any of the songs on the album.
Sure.
So, I mean, I still think there's good songs.
So do you know what the? Sorry. Do you know what the concept for Certified Lover Boy is? Did he come out with anything like that? Like, what's the purpose of the album? Because that's the kind of the reason why I didn't want to necessarily talk about it, because one, I haven't listened to both of them yet, and two, I want to know what Kanye's concept is fully, because I mean there's just so many songs, so I don't even know if I'll get to it. But I mean, because we already know that his personal like endeavor is going through the divorce. Becoming a saved Christian, and basically,
and then his mom
going away from the industry because the industry's evil, and there's a bunch of conspiracies against that, and so I'm doing it on my own. I'm getting my own like land wherever he's got his plantation that he's about to get, and then his mom,
right?
So it's like it's just so much to kind of take in, on top of like him being weird, you know, and
there was
his
a lot.
weirdness.
I mean, and then also like.
With the listening parties,
I was gonna say you weren't here for the listening. You weren't here to talk about it, so I don't know if you have any comments on the listening parties.
I mean, I didn't pay attention to the first two. I paid attention to the last one where he did a mock wedding with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
Marilyn Manson and the baby were just on stage the entire time.
Right,
and I don't know if it was their plan for this, but I read somewhere that it was like, this is a church for to save sinners, not judge like kings or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically like saying that like even the worst of the worst can be forgiven, which I was like, how does Marilyn Manson and the baby feel about that? Because like they're both two people that probably aren't Christian.
They're both just like, they both recently have gone to some like cancel culture stuff. So I think that's the only thing.
So I get that, but like for their brand and for their own personal like thing, like imagine being Marilyn Manson and you're completely like satanic, basically. Like you're openly like involved in like the satanic church.
Yeah.
And then you're just listening to a bunch of songs about God forgiving you.
It's probably more just like publicity. Just
that's what that's what again, that's why I always think that. Like, there's just too much going on here for it to be like not that. You know,
to me, the third listening party was a little much. Like,
there's a bunch of stuff. In
like
one.
maybe like one listening party, which I get. Like, cool. Like, and his listening parties have gone off in the past, so like, fine. But then to say you had a listening party, and I talked about this last week, so I'm sorry if I'm like repeating myself, but
it's all right. I didn't hear it.
Well, the one person who's listening right now is like, hey,
oh my god, you guys repeat yourself all the time.
But like to do a listening party, and then based on how that went, to now switch your album and critique it and do this whole thing, because it's almost like you're like trying to be a people pleaser, to then do another one, to then switch the album again, to do another one. To
but I think that was all planned. I don't think that he had different versions of the songs like that he made on the spot. I think he already had those.
Well, no, he did, but then like that's why he did like there's like 2 jail songs, and one's with the Baby and Marilyn Manson, and one's not.
Right.
So he did put the other ones in there, and then he took the Andre 3000 song off the album, and so like he was making changes.
Yeah.
Based on it. So then I'm like, so was it like based on your like? Is it how the crowd was reacting? Is it how you thought
manic,
it played?
Dude.
Yeah,
he's manic,
and I thought it was a little much, because after the third one, I'm like, okay, and I thought it wasn't going to do well, but apparently, it still did well.
Didn't it hit the most streams of an album in a single day
until Drake came out, and then Drake's now the most. He was the most.
Is that what happened?
That's what I don't know if you want to look on Spotify's Instagram. I want to say I think Certified Lover Boy became the most streamed in a day, but there's still like things to unpack from both of them. Obviously, like 7 a.m. on Bride Path or something like that.
Yeah, September 3rd. On September 3rd, CLB became Spotify's most streamed album in a single day. And they didn't even post about Kanye.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, they did. Kanye's Donda broke the 2021 record for the most streamed album and artist in a day.
See, specific though,
2021.
Right.
Yeah.
Drake has no date on it. I think he beat all of that.
Yeah, he's probably...
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So, 7 a.m. on Bride Path, I think is what it's called. That one is the one where Drake's like dissing Kanye. Then I've heard that Fucking Fans is like people on TikTok are like, this is for Rihanna, but that's like him kind of like giving more into his life. So there is some songs in there where like it's not just all hypey songs, right? He does like kind of get into.
You're talking about Drake, right?
Yeah, Drake. Yeah. Obviously my boy Givion's on there, which we love.
Yeah.
Of course he's like 5 minutes in.
You know what? I was kind of, I guess, feeling when I was listening to Certified Lover Boy with the features is I don't like the features on like Drake songs. Like I feel like I
thought of all the albums, some of them were hits and misses.
Because like Thank Me Later, the features are awesome.
Yeah, right.
And then what's the one before that or after that? Thank Me Later, and then what? Take Care. Like the features on that were awesome. Like back in the day, like OG Nicki Minaj, like OG like Lil Wayne.
I mean,
and
More
like
Life
his
too.
come up,
More Life had sick features on it.
And like he has like his features when they're like not known people, like the one, like what's the like kind of like the Jamaican kind of sounding one that was super popular on Dark Demo Tapes, where the dun 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 dun
on Dark Demo Tapes.
I think it was Dark Demo Tapes.
I'm not sure.
And he has the kind of like the British kind of like black dude kind of like rapping, and he kind of goes to that same vibe.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I
forget the name of the song. But like that feature, like that dude's popular in the UK, but he's not popular over here. You know, he's got a big name. Well, that feature was dope.
Like, Giveon was on Dark Demo Tapes before he was big.
Yeah.
Sampa was on More Life. And no, Sampa was on Nothing Was the Same.
Good. Sampa's just good though.
But he was on Nothing Was the Same. And he was nobody then.
I just feel like all the features that he gets, like they're just oversaturated, you know, and you kind of rely.
This one was a little bit much,
yeah,
and that's where you and I have always liked the J. Cole thing, because he was like, I don't really need features,
yeah,
or if it is, it's an alternate version of myself,
and when like it just seems like they're tasteful. Like if he gets a like, mind you, like I haven't really been on J. Cole much. Like I really haven't listened to that album much after after talking about it much.
I still go back to it.
You do?
I do. I mean,
yeah,
because I think is it My Life? The one with him and 21 Savage goes off. And 21 Savage, for me, like recently, I've been so intrigued by him because he's like...
And then he just dropped the ball on this one, right?
Right. So like so there's times where I'm listening to him on a feature and I'm like, oh my God, he's like killing it. And then this one, he's like, gang shit. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like it was flopped.
Yeah, the features on here just were, and then on Kanye's album,
I would disagree on all of it because I like Jay-Z's feature.
Jay-Z's features on both albums were good.
Yeah, on both of them.
On both albums, he was good.
And I liked obviously Giveon and Lil Durk. I thought the Young Thug and the Young Thug and Future on Way Too Sexy wasn't bad. But after that, like Kid Cudi's, I thought was better on Donda than it was on Drake. But
I thought that it was weird that a bunch of the same artists were on the same albums.
Yeah, and Andre 3000 wanted to be on both too.
That's wild.
Can you imagine Andre 3000 on these?
I can't believe that he wasn't on them.
He didn't go on Donda. So actually, I sent you the article if you want to look on our Instagram group chat. But basically, so what happened was, from what I remember reading, and this is a quote from Andre 3000, but basically, his verse didn't go on Donda because Donda was clean, and so it's basically just getting chopped up the whole time, right?
And he didn't like that,
right? And then Drake actually leaked it. But the track ended up being fire, so it almost worked against Drake because it ended up being so fire with Donda. And then so Andre 3000's like in the middle of it, and he's like, I hate that these guys are fighting because I like them both. You know what I mean? He's like, and he even talks about like, I want to be featured on, Lil Baby and Drake and all this stuff. He's like, I want to do these works with these people.
Interesting.
But I thought that kind of was a weird thing in there. But again, I think the clean thing was tough for Andre 3000 because just at some point you're just getting edited so much.
Yeah. No, I could totally understand how. I mean, I would imagine if I was Kanye and I had a vision for a clean album, I'd basically tell them like, hey, make sure your verses are clean because this is going to be a clean album.
Yeah. I think that's interesting because I think even some of the songs.
Where's the communication here, boys?
There's some bleeping. I think the one Lil Baby, there's bleeps in it or whatever, or like
it cuts out.
Yeah, it cuts out.
Yeah, it cuts out.
But again, yeah, you're kind of right where it's like you would think that they'd just be like, hey, just make a verse clean, or not even just like semi.
Because they could. I mean, Andre 3000 is like one of the best lyricists ever.
Yeah,
like he could make the best clean verse ever.
Yeah, right.
And
yeah, it would be like the most like hard religious rap of all time. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Saving dudes.
That's what I'm saying.
But, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I just don't really see why. I don't know. It just seems weird that that's the reason.
The Donda album, it did seem like again, like Drake. There was a vision. It was clear cut. Obviously, like it was all about being like a simp, a lover boy, being like this like playboy, and he stuck to it, right? And that's why I got to say, at least listening front to back now.
Okay, so that's the concept. That's what I was wondering. Like, what's the narrative of the story?
To me, that's what I got. It's like I'm this playboy, and I'm this like, you know what I mean? But like obviously there's songs in there where it's like I'm way too sexy, and then you go to fucking Fans, and he's like talking about like the bad side of it.
Yeah.
So like, but I think that was kind of like the thing where Donda, again, like you said, it's there's so many different things to pick out of it. It's so long. It's so all over the place.
Yeah.
Now again, like Moon, off the grid, the one with
the one with Jay-Z was good.
The one with Jay-Z is good. The one with the Lauryn Hill sample with doo-wop, that was really good. So like I thought the highs were very high.
Yeah.
But the lows were low.
Well, and I haven't listened to it all, but I just think that the creativity behind Donda, music production wise, I was way more intrigued on.
Of course. Well, I mean, that's something that you and I have always talked about Kanye.
Yeah. Kanye is just the mixing is good, the mastering is good, the sampling is unreal.
Well, even like
the production construction is crazy.
And I always forget about that. And I go to his previous albums and like so we put I think it's called Follow God on the last one.
Yeah.
And like I forget how good that song is.
Yeah.
And because I was like listening to Kanye stuff and I'm like, damn, like this thing goes off. You know what I mean? And so it's like, and that was even on his like his Jesus is King album or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Yeah, you and I have always talked about like Kanye, like the production wise is always good. It's just about like, okay, is the concept there? Is the lyrics there?
Well, and what I liked about Donda was that he was rapping again.
Yeah, that was good.
He flowed. Like, he
like
chopped
off the grid.
Off the grid. He especially at the end, because his verse is like at the very end. He has a little intro verse, and then he goes to two other people, I think.
Yeah.
And then he comes back, and he flows nice.
Yeah.
He flows nice. He's choppy. He changes it up, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then the drum style seemed a little bit more underground, at least on that song.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, like if this is kind of the vibe of this whole album, like this is kind of cool.
Because I showed you Moon, and Moon was so different with Kanye.
Yeah, Moon was so different.
It's sick though. I really like it.
Yeah.
I will say like Drake, I love when Drake, and that's just me being a particular kind of Drake fan, which like I love when he's storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you and I have always liked about J. Cole. But like when fucking Friends, 7 a.m. on Bride Path, and like any of the times he does that where he's like, or like I really liked the Lemon Pepper one on Scary Hours.
Okay.
Because he's like, you can hear the story that he's telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so I do like when he does that, and he does that on this album.
And I did like Poppy's Home. Like I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I did like Girls Want Girls.
Girls Want Girls.
Like it was an interesting concept. I didn't really care for In the Bible. Just me being, you know, me. I didn't really care for it all that much. Love All was good. I like Jay-Z on there. Like he was cool.
That one was really good.
And then I kind of stopped there. Lawrence said that he liked No Friends in the Industry. That was his. Yeah, I mean, again, when we were driving, because we were driving home from Mammoth, listening to that, and Erica was just like, you know, like, so what do you think of the album so far? I was like, it's good. It's not bad. Like it's fine. Like it's a solid album.
Yeah.
It's just, it goes back to, would I add any of this into my playlist, or would I like save the album?
Yeah,
right. No, you know, like I wouldn't. But even on Donda, like I haven't gone through it again fully, and same with the Drake album. But there wasn't anything aside from that one that I would really save on my playlist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I saved a decent amount from both of those. I'm kind of doing this thing where I'm trying to just like a bunch of them,
and then you listen to it in your playlist, and then you start to delete as you go, as time goes on.
I haven't made playlists in a long time.
I just recently made, because I got a new phone because I dropped my phone in the lake.
Right. Yeah.
So now I have memory and storage on here. So, and when I go on trips, I just download a bunch of them so I don't deal with the no service stuff. But
I just download all my like songs.
Yeah. And so,
but I'm going to start making some playlists again.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
I like playlists because
I just haven't made one in so long. And then when I go back to them, like, where was I at in that moment? And like, to me, like 2018 was like the biggest like music.
Put dates on them.
That's good.
Put dates on them. You'll remember where you were at. And then, so what I did was I put emojis, just like one emoji.
Yeah.
And it kind of encapsulates like the type of environment that the playlist is.
Yeah.
So I just put that as the title, and then I put the date so that I kind of remember what kind of vibe it is, what time of day, you know, day frame it was. Because
I go to the end of them and I'm like, that's where I finished.
Yes,
and like to me, to me, the last like from 2018 to now has been the biggest like, I don't know, the biggest like change in music for me. Oh, mug down. You don't think I'm gonna screen record that and post that? We'll be right back.
Pause.
We're back. I don't know. Okay, so
sorry about that. I am a complete klutz. I can't not drop stuff.
Sorry, dude. Yeah,
I don't know why I'm wearing white.
I spell things all the time.
I don't know why I'm wearing white right now. I like being over here.
On that side?
Yeah.
Told you, it's a good side.
Yeah, it's a good side.
Yeah, basically we were just talking about Certified Lover Boy and Donda.
Yeah.
I mean, we
probably had enough of that. Yeah. People are probably like, oh, when are these guys going to stop talking? Like, this is all they talk about.
Like in 2 weeks of Drake.
He says he doesn't like Kanye and Drake, but he talks about Kanye and Drake all the time.
And they had to just say J. Cole. And next is Mac Miller.
Yeah, straight up. Mac.
Well, anyways, we got football coming this next week, and I'm very excited.
Okay.
So if I can give 2 seconds on that, the Rams look really good, and I think we should go to a
Rams game.
Either that or we should go to ASU Sun Devil game. Football game.
I'd be down for that.
I'm actually going early October.
Oh, really?
I'm going October 8th.
October 8th? For what?
My brother's going to a wedding.
Okay.
And then so he's like, oh, if you guys want to come, like you know, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, I want to go to a ASU game now that I'm a.
Are you walking?
Alumni. I don't know yet. The graduation portal hasn't updated to fall yet. It's still spring.
I see.
So I have to see, but I want to order my cap and gown. There's a lot of stuff I have to do, but I've just been working 7 days a week for
between
2 months now.
Yeah.
Which is ending soon.
Oh yeah.
After this weekend.
Rock on. Congrats.
So thank you, man.
Yeah.
So then I'll be able to like at least settle in a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
because I think if I bang it out, because I have 2 classes this term, 2 classes next term, 2 classes for spring, 2 classes for spring, and then if I do 2 and 2 for summers, and then I do 2 and 2 for fall, I think I might be done.
Nice.
Too. And what we were talking about is maybe having me walk and having that excuse to go to the Grand Canyon. Because my grandparents really want to take us to the Grand Canyon. We've never been. And I'm like, I'm down.
Yeah.
And so like if it means I got to walk, I'll walk for the Grand
I
Canyon trip.
want to walk regardless. It would be nice. I mean, I'm not going to be like super sad if I can't. I get it.
Yeah.
But I would like to.
Yeah. I wasn't very keen on it. I didn't want to, but I mean, if they're going to offer
it's also, it's all your hard work. It's hard work paid off. I mean,
yeah, but I don't know anybody.
Yeah, but like
be sitting there in the heat.
It's for you. No, in the heat, it's inside.
Oh, it is?
It's probably inside.
Oh, okay.
Most times they're inside.
If it's inside.
This is like Chafee. Like Chafee's outside.
I mean, Cal State LA was outside.
Really?
Cal State Fullerton was outside. Cal State Long Beach was outside.
All right. They can't do that. It's Arizona, dude. People are gonna be passing out. It's 105.
We're gonna be in black. They're probably gonna give us black gowns.
No, I think we get maroon.
Maroon. Ooh, yeah.
So what I want to do, if anything, the bare minimum is get a cap and gown and do graduation pictures.
Yeah.
So at least
I think I would do that. A
little something for the gram.
Yeah, I think I would do that.
Yeah, I mean something slight. I even think I got the caption for the gram.
I'm trying to go on my grandma's refrigerator one more time. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
I'm trying to get on that refrigerator.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You're like, just want to make it on the wall again.
Sorry.
That was loud. Dude, that was a good little snap.
Yeah. You got a caption for the cap and gown photo? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
Can't let everybody know.
Offline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be down to go see that. But I would also be down to go to the
student section.
And I would also be down to go to a Rams game or an event at that stadium. My cousin and his friends and family, they went to go see Cascade there. It was the very first event ever held at that stadium.
Yeah. They said it was just.
We watched it online while we were up in Mammoth the first time. Dude, I mean, so
that venue's
sick.
just insane.
It's insane. I mean, it's like, it's a city.
It is.
It's like a little city.
They bought all the land around. I mean, it's the most expensive stadium I think built. It's like $6 billion.
They said the parking was no issue. Like they said that they thought they were gonna have a bunch of traffic on the way out. Like everything was very, like
organized.
Like, everything was set.
Good.
He said the sound, like, cause Cascade, they had general admission and it was like $130 to be like on the floor. They paid like $70 to be right above the floor, like in the seats. And he said like you could hear the sound like walking to the bathroom, like everything was like the system was unreal.
It's like supposed to be like one of the most like
high tech.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean
from what I remember, Levi Stadium I think had report. I think I remember when it first came out.
Which is where?
Which is the San Francisco, the 49ers.
Okay.
One is that they had Wi-Fi and you could order from your seat and they'll deliver it to you. Which I'm like, that's a good concept.
Honestly, that's actually kind of happening a lot now, especially with COVID. At the breweries in Mammoth, you just take a picture of the code, and instead of taking you to like just their menu, it takes you to their website, and you can order there, and it's connected to the table number.
But it wasn't even. But this is like pre-COVID. This is like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this was like kind of you know what I mean, and then you think about it too. Like, what's the hard part about like Dodger Stadium? It's like, okay, like 7th inning stretch, everyone's up getting a hot dog. You're waiting there for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's like that's super sick.
Yeah.
You know, if they can just get delivered to you. I mean, it might take time, but like you don't have to get up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, I'd be down to go to that venue.
Might be a little pricey for the Rams games, but
hey, once I'm done with school too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
making big boy money.
Yeah,
if I'm doing good in this real estate thing,
just buy me a ticket.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I got you.
I'll pay you back in interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Monthly payments.
Yeah, I know how it works. Yeah. But yeah, I'm down to do that. That'd be fun. That stadium looks dope, and I'd also be down to go to Arizona just to go to school.
Because I want to see I wanted to study there for a week, but then obviously COVID shut everything down. It kind of sucks, but I want to go see the campus, or if I could sit in the student section, that'd be so. I mean, that's obviously going to go off.
Yeah.
This one is I didn't because there was no reservations for that ticket, but that'd be fun.
That'd be dope. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down.
Yeah.
All right. Should we call it? Should we call it there?
We're good. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna talk about our process for the future.
Yep.
In the intro. So thank you to everybody that listens to the podcast. Thank you for being patient with us. We kind of were on vacay mode. We are going to come back bigger, better, stronger, and we'll talk about it in the intro.
Yep.
For people that don't want to make it all this way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We need to make sure that
if you made it this way, then you already heard it.
Yeah, then you already heard it. So again, thank you for the support. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for talking to us about it.
Yep.
Thank you for telling your friends. Keep doing that, because we're going to come back bigger,
better,
stronger,
faster, better,
bigger.
Oh, no. That's it. That's season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1 wrap
is a wrap.
Nice.
It's a wrap.
I felt like that was gonna hurt. I saw you pull back on that one. I was like, my hand's gonna sting on this one.
Polish my back of my hand, you know, get my polishing
ready
kit real quick.
Just smack the shit out of my hand.
My pan.
Season 1, man.
Season 1.
We'll see you at Season 2.
Yeah. Season 2, we're going to be coming back, and hopefully we'll have some art up here. We're going to have some lights up in here.
We're going to have
get some guests.
Double the guests, for sure. I have 5 people that I want to get on.
Yeah, I feel like people are coming to us now, which is kind of cool, because it's like, all right, well, that makes our jobs a little bit easier, but we'll talk about that in the intro.
Yeah,
Thanks again for tuning in.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.